Hey everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Today's process video is my take on the January challenge that's happening right now over at Challenge Yourself. I'll have that website linked below so that you can see what the rest of the design team created, get some inspiration, find out what the challenge theme is, and then enter your own take on the challenge for a chance to win a prize. So the challenge for this month, because it's January and it's starting a new year, it's a one little word challenge. And basically, I can't remember who started that. There might be information about it on the Challenge Yourself blog, but somebody kind of came up with this idea to every year pick one word that sort of guides your year. And so my word going forth into 2026 is priority. And basically that means I kind of journaled about this a little bit over on my Instagram page, Cook Scrap Craft. So head over there to check it out. As I was doing some yoga one morning, with Yoga with Cassandra, who's also here on YouTube. And one of the affirmations we were saying during this yoga practice was about, recognizing our priorities and what's important to us. And so this year, I definitely want to make, myself a priority, my health, my kid a priority, our family a priority, and anything that doesn't fit into those categories, I have to be okay with saying no to, essentially. So obviously, because this is a Challenge Yourself challenge, there has to be a photo of you on the page. And so I am going to use a photo of myself that was taken at a wedding back in October, just a selfie I took of myself. And because I didn't have it already printed, I used my Canon IV printer to print it out in a 2x3 photo sticker size. You can see it right there. So it's kind of small, but there's going to be a lot of other things happening on the background. I actually thought I had lost my Canon IV printer. It was not in the compartment where it usually is on top of my desk. And I ransacked my entire scrap room. I had no idea where this thing was. It turns out it was in a cardboard box. I guess I must have taken it out of the room and used it somewhere, and then I placed it in this box with some other things, and I brought it back into my scrap room, but never unpacked the box until just the other day. So I'm glad I found it again, and that makes me happy. Because I don't use it all the time, but it does come in handy when I need a picture or pictures quickly. I can just say, you know what, I'm just going to print them off in this small size and not have to worry about wasting a lot of printer ink with my regular printer, which it's such a pain to try to print photos on that thing. I don't know why. You can't print a smaller size. So you have to have 8.5 by 11 photo paper, which I don't have. Anyway, so back to this layout. I am taking a piece of Vicki Boutin white cardstock. What the heck is it called? I haven't used it in so long. I don't even remember. The mixed media paper. And it's just white. And I have a 12 by 12 inch paper strip. It was actually a branding strip, a pattern paper branding strip that I saved. And that's going down the center. And then I'm doing some stamping using some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Kitsch Flamingo and what was supposed to be saltwater taffy, but I guess the dauber had not actually been cleaned properly after using it. And so it still had some blue on it. So it ends up kind of being like a bluish corally color for those stars. And that's fine. I just wanted there to be some sort of pattern coming out from behind the photo. And I wanted it to be bisected like this because I had a whole bunch of pattern paper branding strips that I wanted to use to create sort of like a starburst and rays coming out behind a photo. And I had set all of these pattern paper branding strips aside with the intent of using them eventually on a layout. And I never, I didn't have photos at the time, so I was just going to create a base page and stick a photo down later, and I never got around to doing it. So when I was going in to do this one, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to merge it with this small photo. So there's a lot of inking. The stencils, I think, might both be Simple Stories stencils. One is stars and one is cameras. I rarely use my stencils anymore. So, maybe another scrappy resolution this year is to just use some of the tools and supplies that I have and get creative with them. So here's where I'm starting to place down more of the pattern paper branding strips. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, so when you get a piece of pattern paper, there's usually a little piece at the bottom that says, the name of the collection, the manufacturer, and sometimes on the opposite side, they'll have a full pattern going along that little 12-inch by, like, I don't know, half-inch strip. So when you cut that off of your pattern paper to make the pattern paper be 12 by 12, you are left with this strip that has a pattern on it and is totally usable. Sometimes I'll throw them away if it's not a full pattern. Like Doodlebug doesn't do that. Simple Stories only gives you like 3/4 of the pattern. And I have so many of these saved up that I need to start being a little more intentional with the ones that I keep. So if it's not a full pattern all the way across, I won't save it. But if it is, then I will. And so I just finished, creating a little like burst of these different colored, different patterns coming out from the other side of the photo. And then I'm going to add in a bunch of embellishments. So I did sort through my embellishments off camera. That took a little bit of time because this is kind of a general, sort of a themed layout, but it's not like a hockey layout or a cooking layout. And I just needed to find pieces that were in my stash that kind of went with this idea of like new year, new you, making resolutions. And so I did find some cool pieces in my stash using some American Crafts puffy stickers. I think some of them are American Crafts brand, but they're like the Chamel collection or a Vicky Bouton collection. I probably should. I used to keep more detailed notes on these types of things, but honestly, I can't really do that much anymore because when I store my embellishments, I cut them up and I put them into little like name tag holders. So it doesn't even say who the manufacturer is. So I really don't even know unless I'm just super familiar with the stickers and the styles to remember all of that. But yeah, anyway, that's how I do it. So I'm just kind of sticking some things down. I put little stickers that said Jan 26 because that's the the month and year that I did this page, even though the photo is from October, but yeah, who really cares? I'm not going to do a whole lot of journaling on it. I'm just going to do the title and kind of let that speak for itself. And hopefully when I look back on this later, I will remember what I was talking about or what the point of the page was. There's a little Vicky Bouton sticker there. I'm actually going to do I put anything on that? There's space to put something on there, like a little date or something, but I actually don't think I do. I feel like there's also some Echo Park on here. What else am I using? I should actually probably have the layout in front of me. That would be a little more helpful. I've actually done quite a few layouts already this month, so go me. Hopefully you've also been as successful at your scrapbooking this month or this year as I have, especially considering the lack of pages that I did last year. So if you want to subscribe to this channel so you can see other scrapbook process videos that I'm going to be sharing throughout the month and the rest of the year, fingers crossed, then definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up, and definitely come follow me on all my social channels. I'm on Instagram, more active probably on Instagram, Pinterest, I'm there, Goodreads if you like book content, and all of those links will be shared at the end of the video. So I'm just kind of adding a little more embellishments up at the top. I guess I have like 4 embellishment clusters, which kind of goes against my usual rule of 3s, but I just felt like I needed something at the top left. I've got something at the bottom right, and I've got some stuff that kind of goes around the photo. So actually it is kind of symmetrical. So if you think that there's 2 embellishments up on the top on the left, and then 2 embellishment clusters more toward the bottom on the right going in the diagonal, that's okay. I like a good symmetrical I like symmetry. So that's kind of, even though I wasn't intentionally thinking about it that way, as I'm looking at it now, I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? It's not a rule of threes, but it is still all along a diagonal, and there's some symmetry there with 2 and 2. The letters that I'm using, I got brand new from scrapbook.com in my January haul. You can see that video on the channel. It's Bella Bestie's Letter Scramble in Cotton Candy. I'm sure they have other colors, but this one was really pretty. It's a light pink, and I thought it went well with all of the other pink elements that were here on this page. And I just spelled out the word priority because that's my one little word for January. If you do a one little word, let me know what yours is in the comments if you'd like to share it. If you want to know more about this challenge, one little word, and how to participate in the Challenge Yourself Challenge, the link will be in the description box below. And I think that's almost kind of it. Oh, I did add in a few little like gem sticker things that my friend, my scrappy friend, Rebecca sent me. And you can find her on Instagram as well as YouTube as well. I think she's Paper Glue Fun. I think so. And if I'm wrong, I'll try to link her down below. If I'm wrong, you'll see what her username actually is down below. I mean, a lot of these stickers are just kind of random. A typewriter, that's kind of okay. There's got some flowers, some hearts. You can see all the kind of random embellishments that I used on this page in these close-up photos. But I kind of like random layouts because then you can just like put whatever you want on it. So this is my style, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for more scrapbooking. Bye!